Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into all the exciting matchups for NFL Week 12. From playoff hopefuls to high-stakes divisional games, there's plenty of action to break down. We'll cover everything you need to know: team stats, key players, injury updates, and the best betting strategies to help you make the most informed decisions for every game. Before we dive in, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world to us. It helps us expand our outreach and fund better resources, so we can bring you even more detailed and insightful content. So, if you enjoy these videos, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let's get started. Starting with the first matchup of Week 12, where the Cleveland Browns will face off against the Pittsburgh Steelers in a critical divisional clash. Cleveland Browns overview. The Cleveland Browns remain one of the top defensive teams in the NFL, allowing only 16.2 points per game. Myles Garrett continues to be a dominant force on defense, leading the NFL in pressures. Despite this, the Browns' offense has been inconsistent, especially with the struggles at quarterback. The team continues to rely heavily on Jerome Ford to lead the ground game. The Browns' success in this matchup will likely depend on their defense generating turnovers and giving their offense favorable field position. Key players: Myles Garrett, the defensive star, capable of disrupting any offense. Jerome Ford, RB, the backbone of Cleveland's running game. Injury report: Ethan Pocic, C, knee questionable for the game. Juan Thornhill, S, calf questionable. Miles Harden, CB, shin on injured reserve. Pittsburgh Steelers overview. The Steelers boast a well-balanced team, with Kenny Pickett improving as the season progresses and Najee Harris continuing to perform consistently in the running back role. Their defense is anchored by TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith, who continue to apply relentless pressure on opposing quarterbacks. The Steelers' ability to perform in close games will be crucial in this divisional matchup, with a focus on defensive plays and the efficient execution of their offense. Key players: TJ Watt, OLB, the primary disruptor for Pittsburgh's defense. Najee Harris, RB, the reliable option in the backfield. Injury report: Najee Harris, RB, ankle, no designation for the upcoming game. Jaylen Warren, RB, back questionable. Both teams are battling for playoff positions, and this game is expected to be a hard-fought, potentially low-scoring contest with both teams relying on their respective strengths: Cleveland's defense and Pittsburgh's balanced attack. Now let's dive into predictions for their matchup. 1. Moneyline betting strategy. Current odds: Steelers minus 185, Browns plus 155. Analysis. The Steelers come into this matchup as the favorites, with a more consistent offensive approach led by Kenny Pickett and a solid defense. On the other hand, the Browns' offense has been inconsistent due to issues at quarterback but boasts a defense ranked among the NFL's best, capable of disrupting Pittsburgh's plans. The Steelers have historically performed well in divisional matchups, especially at home. Strategy: bet on the Steelers, minus 185, a safer option given their home field advantage and offensive consistency. Bet on the Browns, plus 155 for risk-tolerant bettors. The Browns' defense gives them upset potential, especially if they force turnovers or dominate time of possession. 2. Point spread betting strategy. Spread: Steelers minus 3.5. Analysis. Historically, Steelers versus Browns games are close, with defenses playing a significant role. Pittsburgh has been strong against the spread, ATS, in recent weeks, while Cleveland's struggles on offense make it hard for them to cover. However, divisional games are often unpredictable, especially when strong defenses face off. Strategy: Steelers to cover, minus 3.5. Bet on Pittsburgh if you expect their offense to exploit Cleveland's weaknesses. Browns to cover, plus 3.5. Cleveland's defense might keep the game within a field goal. This bet is appealing if you anticipate a low-scoring affair dominated by defenses. 3. Over, under, total points. Betting strategy: over, under, 41. Analysis. Both teams rely heavily on their defenses, with Cleveland allowing only 16.2 points per game and Pittsburgh averaging just 20.4 points per game offensively. Neither team has shown the capability for consistent high-scoring games, making the under an appealing option. Strategy: bet the under. The likelihood of a defensive battle, combined with limited offensive explosiveness, makes the under a strong choice. Consider live betting. If turnovers or early scoring change the pace, live betting on the over might offer value, but pre-game under bets remain the safest option. 4. Player props betting strategy. Key players. Najee Harris, Steelers, integral to Pittsburgh's run game, expected to receive a significant workload. Jerome Ford, Browns, Cleveland's main rusher. His performance hinges on Cleveland's ability to control the clock. T.J. Watt, Steelers, and Myles Garrett, Browns, both are elite pass rushers and prime candidates for sacks props. Analysis. Harris is a safe bet to hit his rushing yard prop given his role in Pittsburgh's offense. Watt and Garrett, both in prime form, could dominate weaker offensive lines, making total sacks a strong defensive prop to bet on. Be cautious with passing yard props due to the defensive strengths of both teams. Strategy. Focus on rushing yard props for Harris and defensive props for Watt and Garrett. Avoid quarterback props unless game day updates suggest a higher likelihood of passing success. 5. Game props betting strategy. First team to score. Steelers are likelier to score first, leveraging their consistent offense against Cleveland's slow offensive starts. Total sacks. Both defenses feature elite pass rushers, making the over on total sacks a strong play. Analysis. Game props favor defensive dominance, with Pittsburgh slightly more likely to take early control offensively. Strategy. Bet on Pittsburgh to score first and capitalize on early game efficiency. Take the over on total sacks, expecting both Watt and Garrett to be highly disruptive. 6. First half spread/total betting strategy. First half spread. Steelers -2.5 or -3. First half total. Under 20.5. Analysis. The first half is expected to be a slow-paced affair with both teams relying on their defenses. Pittsburgh's offense is slightly more efficient in the first half, giving them an edge. Strategy. Bet on Steelers to cover the first half spread as their offense should perform better initially. Take the under on first half total, as both teams are likely to start conservatively. Conclusion. Bet on a low-scoring, defense-first game. The Steelers have a slight edge, especially at home, but the Browns' defense provides upset potential. Prioritize under bets, defensive props, and rushing totals while being cautious with spreads in a tightly matched divisional clash. Now let's move the second matchup of Week 12 Chiefs vs. Panthers. Kansas City Chiefs overview. The Kansas City Chiefs continue to lead with an offensive-focused approach, with quarterback Patrick Mahomes playing at an MVP caliber level. However, their defense, although solid, relies heavily on key players like Chris Jones to generate pressure. The team has been successful at finding offensive balance, with running back Isaiah Pacheco contributing alongside Mahomes' passing game. While the Chiefs have managed to win with efficiency, consistency on defense and continued explosive plays will be key to their success moving forward. Key players. Patrick Mahomes, quarterback, the leader of Kansas City's dynamic offense. Chris Jones, defensive tackle, a major disruptor on defense. Injury report. Isaiah Pacheco, running back, ankle on injured reserve. Expected return November 24, 2024. Sky Moore, wide receiver, abdomen on injured reserve. Carolina Panthers overview. The Panthers have shown promise with rookie quarterback Bryce Young, who is gradually improving despite some struggles with consistency. Their defense, led by Brian Burns, has been their strength, keeping them competitive in many games. However, injuries have taken a toll, and the offense is still working to find its rhythm. The Panthers' success in Week 12 will depend on their ability to execute offensively while maintaining solid defensive play. Key players. Brian Burns, outside linebacker, the leader of the Panthers' defense. Bryce Young, quarterback, the rising star for Carolina's offense. Injury report. Derek Brown, defensive tackle, knee questionable. Both teams will be looking to solidify their positions, with the Chiefs seeking to maintain momentum and the Panthers striving for consistency. This matchup could be a high-scoring affair as the Chiefs' offense faces the Panthers' defense. Now let's dive into Chiefs vs. Panthers betting predictions. 1. Moneyline betting strategy. Current odds. Chiefs -700, Panthers +500. Analysis. The Chiefs enter as overwhelming favorites, with a clear edge in both offense and defense. Their offense, led by Patrick Mahomes, is one of the most potent in the NFL, and they have dominated lesser teams, including weaker defenses like Carolina's. The Panthers, despite their potential, are severely limited by inconsistency, especially in their passing game. Strategy: bet on the Chiefs, -700, given their dominance and recent form. Betting on the Chiefs to win is a safe option. While the payout is low, the risk is minimal, making it a secure pick for those looking for a straightforward wager. Bet on the Panthers, +500, a high-risk, high-reward play. While the Panthers are significant underdogs, an upset could happen if they capitalize on turnovers and improve their offensive play. However, this is a long shot and requires a near-perfect game from Carolina. 2. Point spread betting strategy. Spread: Chiefs -10.5. Analysis: Kansas City has been dominant in games against lower-tier teams, often winning by large margins, and their offense is clicking at a high level. The Panthers have struggled to stay competitive, especially against high-powered offenses. With Carolina's lack of consistency, the Chiefs are likely to cover this spread. Strategy: Chiefs to cover, -10.5. Betting on the Chiefs to cover the spread is the safer option, as they're expected to dominate the Panthers, who are unlikely to keep up offensively. Panthers to cover, +10.5. If you believe the Panthers' defense could slow down Mahomes and the Chiefs' offense or force some mistakes, then betting on them to cover might hold some value, but this is more of a speculative bet. 3. Over, under, total points. Betting strategy: over, under, 47.5. Analysis: The Chiefs are known for their explosive offense, and though the Panthers' offense has been ineffective at times, they may still contribute enough for the total points to hit the over. Kansas City's high-scoring games usually result in totals surpassing 47.5 points. Strategy: bet the over, with the Chiefs likely to score heavily, and even the Panthers potentially contributing on the scoreboard. The over on 47.5 points is a strong bet. Consider live betting on the under. If the Panthers' defense manages to disrupt the game early or slow down the tempo, live betting on the under could provide additional value as the game progresses. 4. Player props betting strategy. Key players: Patrick Mahomes, Chiefs, as Kansas City's central offensive figure. Betting the over on Mahomes' passing yards or touchdowns makes sense given his ability to exploit weak defenses. Bryce Young, Panthers, Carolina's rookie quarterback, is likely to struggle against Kansas City's defense but could see a higher volume of passing attempts if they fall behind early. Travis Kelce, Chiefs, Mahomes' go-to target. Kelce is expected to be heavily involved in the offense and is likely to hit his receiving yards or receptions prop. Strategy: Mahomes' passing yards over, a solid bet, considering Mahomes' ability to connect deep and sustain high yardage games. Kelce receiving yards over. As Mahomes' primary weapon, Kelce is likely to see plenty of targets. Bryce Young passing attempts over. If the Panthers are trailing, Young will likely be forced to throw more, giving this prop value. 5. Game props betting strategy. First team to score. Chiefs are highly favored to score first, thanks to their fast-paced offense and the Panthers' struggles to start games strong. Total sacks. Kansas City's pass rush and Bryce Young's rookie status make the over on total sacks an attractive option. Strategy: bet on the Chiefs to score first. Kansas City's offense is efficient at the start of games, and they have the tools to take an early lead. Bet the over on total sacks. With Young facing a formidable pass rush from the Chiefs, the likelihood of multiple sacks is high. 6. First half spread/total betting strategy. First half spread. Chiefs -6.5. First half total. Over 23.5. Analysis: The Chiefs are known for strong starts, and their offense is expected to put up points early. Carolina's defense might struggle to contain Kansas City, which could result in a high-scoring first half. Strategy: bet on the Chiefs to cover the first half spread. Kansas City should establish a solid lead in the first half. Take the over on the first half total. With both teams likely putting up points early, betting the over on the first half makes sense. Conclusion: the Chiefs are heavy favorites in their Week 12 matchup against the Panthers. Expect them to cover the spread and likely win by a comfortable margin. Player props for Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce are strong bets. While the Panthers could surprise, it's a long shot. Moving on to the third matchup, Minnesota Vikings versus Chicago Bears. Minnesota Vikings overview. The Minnesota Vikings have been showing resilience in 2024 with a balanced offense, and their defense has been significantly improved. Quarterback Sam Darnold has stepped in for the injured Kirk Cousins, leading the offense effectively with the help of standout wide receiver Justin Jefferson. The Vikings' running game has been strong as well, with Aaron Jones contributing solid yardage. Despite some offensive inconsistencies, the defense has been their strongest suit, ranking 6th in points allowed per game. If they continue to minimize mistakes and maintain defensive pressure, they will be competitive in their playoff push. Key players: Sam Darnold, quarterback, taking control of the offense in place of Kirk Cousins. Justin Jefferson, wide receiver, one of the top receiving threats in the league. Aaron Jones, running back, a key contributor to the ground game. Injury report: Kirk Cousins, quarterback, Achilles, out for the season. Josh Oliver, tight end, wrist, questionable for upcoming games. Chicago Bears overview. The Bears have struggled this season, with a lackluster offense and inconsistency from their quarterbacks. Caleb Williams, though showing flashes of potential, has yet to fully find his rhythm. The defense, while not top tier, has had some standout moments, especially from linebacker T.J. Edwards. Chicago has seen some significant injuries to key players, including defensive linemen like Montez Sweat, which have affected their defensive performance. The Bears need to find more offensive consistency and better protection for their quarterbacks if they are to become more competitive moving forward. Key players: T.J. Edwards, linebacker, the leader on defense. Caleb Williams, quarterback, the Bears' rookie QB showing potential. Injury report: Montez Sweat, defensive end, ankle questionable. Darrell Taylor, defensive line, knee questionable. Both teams will be aiming for a much-needed win, with the Vikings focusing on maintaining their momentum and the Bears attempting to find some offensive stability to salvage their season. Now let's dig deep into betting predictions for Vikings versus Bears. 1. Moneyline betting strategy. Current odds: Vikings minus 158, Bears plus 130. Analysis: the Vikings remain favorites despite missing key players like Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson. Their quarterback, Josh Dobbs, has been solid in stepping up, but the absence of top offensive weapons makes their offense more unpredictable. The Bears, led by quarterback Justin Fields, have shown improvements recently, especially with a strong defensive performance against high-powered offenses. Strategy: bet on the Vikings, minus 158. While close, Minnesota is favored due to its stronger roster overall. Consider the Bears, plus 130 with the Vikings' inconsistencies. Chicago could pull off an upset, especially if they capitalize on Minnesota's offensive weaknesses. 2. Point spread betting strategy. Spread: Vikings minus 2.5. Analysis: the Vikings are small favorites, but their limited offense without their top players makes this game closer than expected. Chicago's defense can be tough, but their offense remains a work in progress. Strategy: Vikings to cover, minus 2.5, Minnesota has a slight edge, but this spread is tight due to the offensive struggles. Bears to cover, plus 2.5, Chicago could keep the game close, and with their defensive prowess, they have a chance to cover the spread. 3. Over, under, total points. Betting strategy: over, under, 44.5. Analysis: both teams have had trouble consistently putting up points, especially with injuries to key offensive players. The total is modest, but the expectation is for a relatively low-scoring game. Strategy: bet the under. With both offenses lacking their best players, expect a tight, defensive battle. Consider the over. If either offense gets going, there could be enough points to hit the over, though this is a riskier bet. 4. Player props betting strategy. Key players: Josh Dobbs, Vikings, monitor his passing yards. He will need to find new ways to get the ball to his receivers without Jefferson. Justin Fields, Bears, Fields' rushing yards could be a solid prop bet, as he's been a dual-threat quarterback this season. Strategy: Dobbs' passing yards under and Fields' rushing yards over may offer good value based on recent trends. 5. Game props betting strategy. First team to score. The Vikings are slightly favored to score first given their typically strong starts, but this could be close. Total sacks. With both teams facing pass rush pressure, betting on the over for total sacks could be a worthwhile consideration. Strategy. Bet on the Vikings to score first. Take the over on total sacks. 6. First half spread / total betting strategy. First half spread. Vikings minus 1.5. First half total. Over 21. Analysis. Minnesota generally starts games well, and Chicago's offense can be stagnant, which might result in the Vikings leading at halftime. Strategy. Bet on the Vikings to cover the first half spread. Take the over on first half total. Conclusion. For the Vikings vs. Bears Week 12 matchup, Minnesota is favored by 2.5 points. With key offensive injuries, this game is expected to be close. The Vikings may cover the spread, but the Bears' defense could keep it tight. Betting the under on 44.5 total points seems smart due to both teams' offensive struggles. Consider player props like Fields' rushing yards over and Dobbs' passing yards under for value. Moving on to our next matchup, Tennessee Titans vs. Houston Texans. Tennessee Titans overview. The Titans have faced struggles in 2024, with rookie quarterback Will Levis still adjusting to the NFL and their offense lacking consistency. They rely heavily on a run-focused game and a defense that has been somewhat effective but has been unable to carry the team against stronger opponents. Key players. Will Levis, quarterback, the rookie QB continues to develop but has struggled to lead the offense effectively. Harold Landry III, outside linebacker, a key defensive playmaker for the Titans, contributing to their pass rush. Injury report. Tony Pollard, running back, foot questionable for Week 12. Roger McCreary, cornerback, knee full participant in practice. Houston Texans overview. The Texans, led by rookie QB C.J. Stroud, have been a surprise success in 2024, leading the AFC South. Their balanced offensive attack and strong defense, spearheaded by Will Anderson Jr., have made them contenders, though they are facing some injury concerns. Key players. C.J. Stroud, quarterback, the standout rookie QB continues to impress and is a key part of the Texans' success. Will Anderson Jr., defensive end, a dominant defensive presence, leading the Texans' pass rush. Injury report. Dameon Pierce, running back, groin limited in practice. Nico Collins, wide receiver, hamstring, full participant in practice. Both teams will be looking to secure an important win, with the Tennessee Titans relying on their defense and rookie QB Will Levis to stay competitive, while the Houston Texans aim to extend their success under C.J. Stroud and a solid defensive unit. Now let's look at the betting predictions for this matchup. 1. Moneyline betting strategy. Current odds. Titans plus 162, Texans minus 186. Analysis. The Texans are slight favorites with C.J. Stroud leading a dynamic offense and a well-balanced defense. However, the Titans, led by Derrick Henry and a strong defense, could keep it close, especially if Houston struggles on offense. Strategy. Bet on the Texans, minus 186, given their current form and home field advantage, they are favored to win. Consider the Titans, plus 162, with Derrick Henry and a strong defense. Tennessee could pull off the upset. 2. Point spread betting strategy. Spread. Texans minus 3.5. Analysis. Houston has shown more consistency, especially in the air with Stroud, while Tennessee's offense has had difficulty scoring, making the Texans slight favorites by 3.5 points. Strategy. Bet on the Texans to cover, minus 3.5. Their offensive balance gives them an edge over Tennessee's limited attack. Consider the Titans to cover, plus 3.5. If Tennessee controls the clock with Henry, they could keep it close. 3. Over, under, total points. Betting strategy. Over, under, 42.5. Analysis. With Tennessee leaning heavily on the run and Houston's pass-first attack, the expectation is for a moderately low-scoring game. Strategy. Bet the under 42.5. Both teams have strong defenses, and a run-heavy approach will likely limit scoring. Consider the over, 42.5. A couple of quick scores could push the total over, but it remains a risky bet. 4. Player props betting strategy. Key players. C.J. Stroud, Texans, QB a rising star, capable of delivering multiple touchdowns through the air. Strategy. Stroud's passing yards over, as he is expected to continue his high-level performance. 5. Game props betting strategy. First team to score. Texans are favored to score first, especially given their quick offensive starts. Total sacks. With both teams possessing solid pass rushers, betting on the over for total sacks could be a good value. Strategy. Bet on the Texans to score first. Take the over on total sacks. 6. First half spread / total betting strategy. First half spread, Texans -2. First half total, over 21. Analysis. Houston typically starts fast, while Tennessee often struggles early in games. Strategy. Bet on the Texans to cover the first half spread. Bet on the over for the first half total. Conclusion. The Texans enter this matchup as slight favorites, bolstered by their offensive consistency led by C.J. Stroud. The Titans will look to control the clock with Derrick Henry and their defense, but Houston's balanced attack and home field advantage give them the edge. This game could be tightly contested, with Tennessee's defense potentially keeping it closer than expected. Now let's dive into the fifth match of Week 12: Detroit Lions versus Indianapolis Colts. Detroit Lions overview. The Detroit Lions have emerged as NFC leaders with a commanding 8-1 record, driven by Jared Goff's efficient play and Amon-Ra St. Brown's reliability in the passing game. Their offense remains balanced and productive, complemented by a defense that stepped up in crucial moments. Although injuries to key players like Sam Laporta and Taylor Decker are concerns, the Lions' depth and resilience have kept them competitive. Key players. Jared Goff, quarterback, steady leadership in an offense firing on all cylinders. Amon-Ra St. Brown, wide receiver, vital in short yardage situations and explosive plays. Injury report. Sam Laporta, tight end, shoulder, questionable but showing progress toward playing. Taylor Decker, left tackle, shoulder, questionable. His availability could stabilize the line. Indianapolis Colts overview. The Colts remain in playoff contention, boasting a 6-4 record. Jonathan Taylor has revitalized their offense with his rushing ability, while Gardner Minshew continues to manage games effectively. DeForest Buckner leads a defense capable of disrupting opposing offenses, though Grover Stewart's absence has been felt. Injuries to Braden Smith and defensive line gaps could pose challenges, but the Colts are a scrappy team looking to stay competitive. Key players. Jonathan Taylor, running back, central to the Colts' offensive success. DeForest Buckner, defensive tackle, anchor of the defensive front, creating pressure on quarterbacks. Injury report. Grover Stewart, defensive tackle, suspension, out until Week 13. Braden Smith, offensive tackle, uncertain return timeline adds concerns for protection up front. The Lions and Colts will both aim to secure a crucial win in this inter-conference battle, with the Lions seeking to solidify their top NFC spot and the Colts fighting to enhance their AFC playoff hopes. Moving on to betting predictions for Lions versus Colts. 1. Moneyline betting strategy. Current odds: Lions -125, Colts +105. Analysis. The Lions, led by Jared Goff, have been consistent in delivering strong offensive performances. Meanwhile, the Colts, spearheaded by Gardner Minshew, are competitive but face challenges against a tougher Lions defense. Strategy. Bet on Lions, -125. Their balanced offense and reliable defense give them an edge. Consider Colts, +105. A home advantage could make them a strong underdog pick. 2. Point spread betting strategy. Spread, Lions -2.5. Analysis. Detroit's ability to execute in critical moments could help them cover this modest spread, but Indianapolis might keep it tight given their resilience at home. Strategy. Lions to cover, -2.5. Detroit has a solid chance to win by more than a field goal. Colts to cover, +2.5. Indianapolis could capitalize on Lions' occasional lapses. 3. Over, under, total points. Betting strategy. Over, under, 47.5. Analysis. Both teams have shown offensive potential but might be held back by solid defenses. Expect a moderate scoring game. Strategy. Bet the under. A defensive game could limit scoring. Consider the over, riskier but possible if offenses click early. 4. Player props betting strategy. Key players. Jared Goff, Lions, likely to focus on efficient passing. Jonathan Taylor, Colts, a strong rushing performance is expected. Strategy. Goff passing yards over and Taylor rushing yards over are likely valuable bets. 5. Game props betting strategy. First team to score, Lions are favored to start strong, but Colts may counter quickly. Total sacks. With both teams applying pressure, the over on sacks is attractive. Strategy. Bet on the Lions to score first. Take the over on total sacks. 6. First half spread / total betting strategy. First half spread, Lions -1.5. First half total, over 23.5. Analysis. The Lions' tendency to start strong could give them the first half edge. Strategy. Bet on Lions to cover the first half spread. Take the over on first half total. Conclusion. The Lions and Colts face off in a pivotal Week 12 matchup, with the Lions aiming to solidify their NFC dominance and the Colts fighting to maintain AFC playoff hopes. Detroit's balanced offense and dependable defense make them slight favorites, but Indianapolis could leverage home field advantage and Jonathan Taylor's dynamic play to stay competitive. Now let's dive into our last matchup for this video. New England Patriots versus Miami Dolphins. New England Patriots overview. The New England Patriots are currently 5-5 and struggling to find consistency, especially on offense. They rely on a strong defense that allows only 22.0 points per game, but the offensive unit, led by rookie quarterback Drake May, has struggled with inconsistency. To remain competitive in the AFC East, they will need to improve their offensive production while continuing to rely on their defense to make key stops. Key players. Drake May, quarterback. The rookie QB must step up in crucial moments to help the offense find its rhythm. Ramondre Stevenson, running back, a key part of the ground game. Stevenson is crucial for setting up the passing game. Injury report. Dietrich Wise Jr., defensive end, foot questionable for the game. Kendrick Bourne, wide receiver, knee expected to play, but listed as questionable. Miami Dolphins overview. The Miami Dolphins are currently 7-3 and firmly in playoff contention, thanks to the stellar play of Tua Tagovailoa and dynamic wide receiver Tyreek Hill. The Dolphins' offense has been potent this season, but their defense has shown vulnerability at times. Miami needs to stay sharp defensively and continue their offensive momentum to secure their place in the postseason. Key players. Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback, playing at an MVP level. Tua is essential for the Dolphins' success. Tyreek Hill, wide receiver, a game-changer with big playability and critical to the Dolphins' aerial attack. Injury report. Alec Ingold, fullback, calf, listed as questionable after being limited in practice. Both teams are gearing up for a key divisional matchup. The Dolphins will look to capitalize on their strong offense, while the Patriots will aim to lean on their defense to remain competitive in the AFC East. Now let's look into betting predictions. Patriots versus Dolphins. 1. Moneyline betting strategy. Current odds. Dolphins -355, Patriots +280. Analysis. The Dolphins are strong favorites, mainly due to their potent offense led by quarterback Tua Tagovailoa and explosive playmakers like Tyreek Hill. Despite New England's solid defense, their offense has struggled this season. The Dolphins' offense is more likely to generate consistent scoring opportunities. However, the Patriots could pull off an upset if their defense performs beyond expectations. Strategy. Bet on the Dolphins, -355, they're the safer choice, with a significantly better offensive lineup. Consider the Patriots, +280, a high-risk, high-reward bet could be made if New England's defense disrupts Miami's rhythm and the Dolphins' offense falters. 2. Point spread betting strategy. Spread. Dolphins -7. Analysis. The Dolphins have been dominant this season, and their offense can easily overwhelm the Patriots. However, New England's defense is capable of limiting scoring drives, which could keep the game within a touchdown. The Patriots will likely try to control the game with their defense and run game to keep it competitive. Strategy. Bet on the Dolphins to cover, -7, given their offensive firepower. They should cover this spread comfortably, especially with the Patriots' offensive struggles. Consider the Patriots to cover, +7, if the Patriots' defense limits Miami and they manage to keep the game tight, they could cover the spread. 3. Over, under, total points. Betting strategy. Over, under, 43.5. Analysis. Miami's offense is one of the most explosive in the NFL, led by Tagovailoa and Hill. However, New England's offense has had difficulty generating points, and their defense could slow down the Dolphins' attack. The Patriots are likely to focus on controlling the clock with their run game, which could result in a slower-paced game with fewer total points. Strategy: bet the under 43.5, expect a game with fewer points, with New England likely keeping the scoring low due to offensive struggles. Consider the over 43.5 if Miami's offense hits on all cylinders and the Patriots can contribute more on offense than expected. The over could be a potential outcome. 4. Player props betting strategy. Key players. Tyreek Hill, Dolphins WR. With Hill being Miami's top receiving option, he could have a big game against New England secondary, which has had issues covering top receivers. Ramondre Stevenson, Patriots RB. Stevenson will likely play a central role in the Patriots offense, especially as New England tries to keep the ball out of Miami's hands. Strategy: bet on Tyreek Hill's receiving yards over. Hill has been an explosive playmaker this season, and he'll likely see heavy targets. Bet on Stevenson's rushing yards over. New England will likely lean on the run game, and Stevenson could get a significant number of touches. 5. Game props betting strategy. First team to score. Dolphins are heavily favored to score first due to their fast starting offense and the Patriots' difficulties in putting together early drives. Total sacks. Both teams may face heavy pass rushes, with Miami's defense and New England's limited offensive line giving up pressures. Strategy: bet on the Dolphins to score first. Miami's quick strike offense gives them a strong chance to score early. Take the over on total sacks. With pressure on both quarterbacks, this bet could offer good value. 6. First half spread / total betting strategy. First half spread, Dolphins -3. First half total, over 21. Analysis: the Dolphins are likely to build a lead early, with their quick strike offense. Meanwhile, New England could struggle to match Miami's pace, but the Dolphins' offense should be in rhythm to start the game. Strategy: bet on the Dolphins to cover the first half spread, -3. Expect Miami to build a lead early, especially with their explosive offense. Take the over on first half total, 21. Miami's offense should generate enough points to hit the over, even with New England struggles. Conclusion: the Dolphins are strong favorites due to their explosive offense, but the Patriots' defense could keep the game competitive. Miami's quick strike ability makes them the safer bet, while New England might appeal as a high-risk underdog. Player props like Tyreek Hill's receiving yards and Ramondre Stevenson's rushing yards offer added value. That's it for this breakdown of 6 exciting Week 12 NFL matchups. We hope you found these insights helpful as you gear up for another thrilling week of football. And remember, your support means the world to us. It not only helps us increase our outreach but also funds better resources so we can bring you more of these in-depth videos. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for Part 2, where we'll cover the remaining 7 matchups. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.